SAS Information Catalog is like a smart search engine for your data. It helps you find, understand, and manage all the data assets across your organization. Think of it as a well-organized library where everything is labeled, searchable, and comes with helpful details so you know what the data is, where it came from, and how it can be used. If you have access to SAS Viya, I encourage you to follow along with me. Your environment may already have all the files used in this demo. However, if you don't see them, please visit our SAS software GitHub page. The SAS Viya Quick Start repository provides the files used in our demonstrations and instructions to load them into your environment. Before we begin, I'll mention that some of the features highlighted in this demonstration require administrative access. If you're following along in your own environment, some of the features and assets may differ. To open SAS Information Catalog, click the Applications menu and select Discover Information Assets. Be sure to expand the left panel to view labels for each of the icons. Below the search field, the number and type of each cataloged asset is shown. Resources include datasets, files, and lookup tables. Information Catalog also curates SAS assets, such as reports, flows, and models. As objects are created in Viya, Information Catalog collects basic metadata. An administrator can also run a process called an agent on a SAS library or CASLib to produce additional metrics and metadata for the tables in those libraries. If you would like some guidance as to how to accomplish a task in Information Catalog, you can take advantage of SAS Viya Copilot. Click Show SAS Viya Copilot side pane. Type "How do I create an agent?" in the prompt field and press Enter. Copilot returns detailed instructions and links to SAS documentation. Let's go through the recommended steps. Step 1 is already complete, as we will use the pre-existing samples CASLib. Step 2 indicates that you must be logged in with administrator privileges. If you have permission as an administrator, you can run a discovery agent to catalog the assets in a SAS library or CASLib. Step 3 says to catalog additional assets, select Agents. Then Step 4 begins the process by clicking Create. Select the Samples CASLib and click New Agent. Step 5 is to customize the agent's properties. Select Configuration, Analysis Options, and select the Analyze Unloaded Tables checkbox. Step 6 says to click Save, and then click Run Now and Continue. Return to the Properties tab and confirm the agent is running. The process will take several minutes to catalog all the assets and samples. Close the SAS Viya Copilot pane, but remember you can open it at any time for help. While the agent is running, select Glossary in the navigation pane. A glossary is like a dictionary for your organization's data. It explains what different business terms mean in plain language, so everyone's on the same page. It also shows where those terms are used in your data, like in tables or reports. So instead of guessing what something means or where to find it, you just look it up in the glossary. If you have administrative access, you can create entries in the glossary. Click Create New Term or select New and New Term. The data used in our demonstrations contains information about home equity loan applications. One of the commonly used terms is debt-to-income ratio. Term types allow you to organize your glossary into groups that make sense for your business. Confirm default term type is selected. However, you could create a new term type, such as loan terms, to group-related items. The parent term field gives you the option to add the new term as a child of an existing term. This enables you to build a hierarchical structure to your glossary. Leave the parent term blank and select Create Term. Next, enter the following text in the definition field. Debt-to-income ratio is calculated by dividing total monthly debt payments by gross monthly income. Enter the following text in the description field to share the purpose and usage of the term. DTI is a key indicator of a borrower's ability to manage debt and repay loans. Click Save, then select Workflow, Publish Draft, and Publish. We will later use this term when we explore the home equity loan data. Let's go back and see how our agent is doing. Select Agents in the navigation pane and confirm the run status value is successful. Select the catalog pane and notice that the asset numbers have been updated. Now you can search for various assets in the catalog. Enter water in the search field and click Start Search. This is called a free text search, which searches on common metadata like column names, table names, and descriptions. The search returns a report and data, each with water in the name. Type property in the search field and press Enter. Property is not included in any of the name values. However, if you click Water Cluster and view the table overview, notice there is a column named Property. Click Catalog Home to return to the main page. More specific queries can be executed with a faceted search. You can enter a specific metadata label and the value that you want to search for. To examine the assets in the samples CASLib that were cataloged earlier, click in the search box and select library.name. A list of libraries and CASLibs appears. Select samples from the list. Notice that the prompt includes several other attributes on which we can search. For a full list of facets and other information about the syntax of searches, you can review the SAS documentation. The search returns several CAS tables, but keep in mind that the search can include other files, such as Microsoft Excel, CSV, or SAS tables. In Information Catalog, you can analyze any file type, database table, or SAS table that is accessible in a SAS library or a CASLib. Search for the simple keyword Home. We will examine the Home Equity table more closely. This table will be the focus of our journey through the SAS Viya applications and the data and AI lifecycle. Click the Home Equity table name to open its details. Because the Home Equity table was created in Viya, Information Catalog knows it exists, but there are no metrics because the table hasn't been analyzed yet. Your administrator can create and run an agent, but you can analyze individual tables as necessary. Click Analyze Data. A warning appears saying that the analysis will happen in the background but could take a while. Click Submit Request. When the analysis is complete, the text at the top of the screen will change to "A new analysis is now available for this asset." Click View the Analysis. Across the top of the display, we see key table metrics, including completeness, which represents the percentage of non-missing values, the number of rows and columns, and file size. Depending on permissions, you might also have the ability to assign status, which can be Review, Approved, Flagged, or Warning. In the panel on the right, you can assign contacts or tags to assist with searching. Examine the Overview tab. This pane provides interesting high-level information about the table, including information privacy, time period covered, top areas covered, and top languages. These analyses are done with algorithms from the SAS Quality Knowledge Base. Click I next to Top Areas Covered, which shows the most frequent geographic regions covered by the data. In this example, there are states or provinces and cities in the data. A similar analysis is done for information privacy, only the columns are classified by how sensitive the data is. Columns flagged as sensitive, private, or candidate are identified in other applications, such as visual analytics. An auto-generated summary of the data is also presented, listing interesting information such as important columns, the presence of outliers, and the frequency of observations. Let's look more closely at semantic type. Semantic type identifies the classification of data that is likely to be contained in the column. Information Catalog uses the SAS Quality Knowledge Base to assign an appropriate semantic type, but you can modify the type for each column. Region was assigned a semantic type of State, Province. Select State, Province, Remediate, choose Other, and then search for Region. Select it, and click OK. You can select Search Semantic Type to find other tables with the same name, or filter based on a particular semantic type in a faceted search. To view and customize semantic type values, select Classifications in the navigation pane. Search for Region. Then select it to view its attributes. Notice information privacy is set to Candidate. However, you have the ability to change it. Click Catalog to return to the Home Equity Table analysis. Remember the glossary term created earlier? The Terms field allows you to assign terms to columns. Find Debt INC, then select None, and add terms. Select Debt to Income Ratio, and click OK. Now, if you select Glossary, Debt to Income Ratio, and Assigned Assets, you will see the home equity table listed along with any other assets assigned this term. Click Catalog, and select the Column Analysis tab. There are 3 subtabs that display different sets of metrics. In the Descriptive Measures table, you can see standard numeric metrics like mean, median, and standard deviation. The first row in the table contains metrics for the bad column. This column contains 2 distinct values, 0 and 1. 0 represents a loan in good standing, and 1 represents a defaulted loan. Expand the right panel and view the Properties. The frequency distribution chart indicates how many 0 and 1 values occur in the data. Our ultimate goal is to build a predictive model to anticipate loan status based on the other columns in the table. Select Annotations to add text information to the column. Type 0 equal good loan, 1 equal bad loan. You can also add hyperlinks to the column notes. These notes can be viewed in the column attributes, and you can use a faceted search named column.notes to search for text entered into a column note. Select the Mort Due row and examine the helpful distribution visualizations and metrics that are provided in the Properties pane. Note the icon next to the column name. Hover over the outlier indicator, and the tooltip describes the number of potential outliers. With the Mort Due row active, the correlation indicator identifies columns with a strong correlation. You can hover over the icon to see the correlation statistic. Click Metadata. Here you can examine the column length, type, and label, and additional helpful information such as primary key candidate and information privacy. Click Data Quality. You can view other data quality metrics like pattern count, uniqueness, and completeness. Scroll down to review the most common and least common values for city. It looks like city might be in all lowercase, which won't look good in a report. Click the city column to investigate further. Now you can see metrics for only the city column. A pattern frequency chart is available. Looking at the pattern frequency values, it looks like every pattern is in all lowercase. After identifying the data quality issue, you can use SAS Studio later to make any necessary corrections. You can also use the Actions menu to analyze this table in another phase of the data and AI lifecycle, such as Explore and Visualize to open SAS Visual Analytics, or Build Model to open SAS Model Studio. Click Change Table Status and select Flagged. Enter correct city casing in the comment field and click Save. This is a table we will frequently reference, so click Add to Favorites in the upper right corner. Select Catalog, Home, and Favorites, and confirm the home equity table is listed. Let's take a look at another table that has more private information. In the search field, type Customer. Click to open the Customer table, then analyze the table and wait for Information Catalog to generate the metadata. First, select Preview Data to examine the columns and data values. Notice that this table includes columns such as name, gender, and birth date. On the Overview tab, the Information Privacy flag has been set to Sensitive. Information Catalog also provides helpful insights for more complex natural language data. On the Overview tab, it indicates that English and Spanish are the most common languages. Click the Preview Data tab and examine the Verbatims column. This column includes free-form customer comments. Notice that not all comments are in English. To explore these comments further, visit the Column Analysis tab and click Verbatims. Information Catalog identifies verbatims as a long text column and provides some unique metrics. There is a word cloud with the most frequent values displayed in larger text. The languages for the column are presented in a chart. There is also a sentiment analysis chart that estimates the mood of the text and is useful for things like customer comments or product reviews. To learn more about SAS Information Catalog, click the Help icon to visit your SAS Learning Center and the SAS documentation.